everyone, it's Kelly. How are you? I thought that in this video I would do a mid-month check-in of what we've spent so far, share with you the meals that we've had and any other tips and tricks and other things along the way. I got this idea watching a lot of the beauty YouTubers that I do, where they have a certain amount of budget per month and then they do a bit of a check-in to see what they've spent. And I just figured that a month is a really long time, so doing a mid-month check-in is probably good. And not only that, it's a lot of food in a month, so breaking it down per fortnight is a great idea, that you can see what we've eaten and how we've kind of worked that through our food budget and everything else. So the first thing I need to admit is that we don't really have a food budget. We're fortunate enough that we do have the means to buy our food, but I still love to do bargain hunting and clearance and markdown shopping. So where I can save in one area means we can usually spend in another. And as I've mentioned before, just because it has a markdown sticker on it doesn't actually mean that you're saving any money. So I find that I do tend to overspend in some areas. Down the track for this channel, I will look at doing a few challenges where I try and stick to a budget, especially around meal prep and things like that. But we'll just see how we go. So I'm sitting on this side of the camera because my aim is to try and put up here a picture of the meals that we had. I've been playing around with iMovie to try and edit everything, and I can put them in front of my face, but it's just a bit weird. So maybe when the picture goes up, it might be about here. It might cut part of my face off. Who knows? I'm going to give it a go. If I can't do that, what I'll do is I'll pause in between saying about each meal. I'll pop up a picture and then I'll come back. I might do a voiceover. I don't know. Until you're watching this, we don't know. So we'll see how we go. So the first thing I'll do is run through the meals that we've had for the past fortnight, and then I'll go into some of the prices. I've got some notes here, so excuse looking down all the time. So I'm going to start our month on Wednesday the 3rd of March. I know that the month started on the 1st, but I only decided to create this channel doing food and budgeting things on the 2nd of March. So it took me all day to sort of put together a bit of a video and put together our grocery haul and markdown haul, and I uploaded it and it took off really well. So I figured that this was the direction that I was going to go with my videos. So although I did shop on the Monday and the Tuesday, and there might be food from that's in here that I haven't shown you on camera, I don't know, but I have included it in our total spend, which I'll get to a bit later. So Wednesday we had a T-bone steak with a side of broccoli, cauliflower, carrots and mashed potato. I got the T-bone steak as a markdown for $6.87. The broccoli and cauliflower were a markdown packet for 50 cents. I used 3 carrots, which I got for $1 for a kilo, so I've estimated they're about 20 cents. And the potatoes, I actually got a 5 kilo bag of potatoes a few weeks before for $1.05. So I've worked out it's about 20 cents for using it. So I worked out that that meal cost was approximately $7.67. For the 3 of us, it works out to be $2.55. My son, who has autism and pretty much lives on chicken nuggets and chips, had his usual, and so his cost serving is $1.45, and that's pretty much occurrence throughout this thing. If he eats what we eat, I'll talk about that, but for the most part, his is a separate meal, so I'm always making 2 different meals. Thursday night we had a steak sandwiches, and so we used the markdown steak that I got for $3. We used 3 eggs because, believe it or not, that's the only eggs we had, so I just went without an egg so everyone else could have one. We had a cheese and we had lettuce, and so it came to approximately $4.73 or $1.57, which I think is pretty good for a steak sandwich. My son had his usual chicken nuggets and chips again. Friday we had like a risotto chicken base, or like a risotto, but we use risotto pasta. And so in that we used a cream, a chicken, risotto pasta, corn and a bit of mustard. I had to buy the mustard full price in a but it will last us meals and meals and meals. And the risotto was half a box that we had left from before. So I costed everything out and it came to a total of $2.35, which is a serving of 78 cents per person. And then my son had a bit of change tonight and he had a little mini frozen pizza and his chips. So his meal was actually $1.75 compared to $1.45. Saturday in the morning, hubby and I had some waffles with some fruit, which I already had bought probably on the Monday actually, because I probably saw they were a bit of on special. And then we had a lasagna, and so the lasagna was the mince that I bought 500-gram packet for $3.25, absolute bargain. Milk, I used about 3 cups of milk, so it cost me 32 cents because again, it was a marked down milk. Can of crushed tomatoes is $1.20. Corn is about 25 cents. The pasta sheets I used was $1. It's half a packet and I buy the $2 packets. And carrots again, 20 cents. So in total, it costs $6.22. However, my lasagna I serve 6 people. So it works out to be $1.03 per person. And then that way we have half for one meal and then we have half as leftovers for another meal. My son had his usual chicken and chips. Sunday night we had a chicken quiche because I was doing the 36 eggs in 36 hours, and I'll try and put a link to that here. The chicken cost me nothing because it was a Coles promo for some stores. When you go in and there's no hot chickens, you can ask for a voucher and your next one is free. So check out your local store. Eggs, I used 6 eggs, so it cost 36 cents with the markdown eggs that I had. Bit of flour, sour cream. I've estimated that to be about $1 because what I had done is pre-frozen all the leftovers from all the other times we've had wedges and added it all together. So it was about half a tub, and a tub's about $2.10, and so half of that is $1. So I'm just estimating. And some milk, I've said it's about 20 cents for what I did use. So in total, the chicken quiche cost to make the whole thing $1.68. So it works out per person to be 28 cents because again, I make sure that that quiche serves us for 6 meals, well, 6 servings. So 3 of us on one meal and then 3 for a leftover for another meal. My son, usual chicken and chips. And we also had a dessert with a chocolate mousse, which was part of the 36 egg challenge. I didn't cost that out, but I've just included it as one of the snack things or dessert things. Monday night we had leftover lasagna, so that's pretty already covered in the costs. And my son had his mini frozen pizza just on its own because I actually run out of chips. So that was just $1.25 for him. Tuesday night was a bit of a clean out the freezer because I had Zumba that night and we had a lot of stuff going on and I had to really quick get things organized. So I had some frozen chips for hubby. I had 2 mini leftover chicken parmigiana type things. I just didn't put the topping on this time. And there was a bit of veggie and some chips on the side. So in total that came to $5.50. So it works out to be about $1.37 each. My son had, part of that chicken parmigiana because it's just a big fat chicken nugget, isn't it? And the chips, so I've included him in his pricing. I had that chicken Kiev that I bought on markdown. I'm not sure if you guys remember that. So that cost me $1.57. But again, I'm the only one who eats that. So while everyone else kind of had their thing, I had mine and it all worked out in the end. Wednesday night we had chicken and sauce. So I just get the jar sauces that are about $2, or sometimes we have the curry one, which is about $3.50. And what I do is when I make that, I only use half of a jar and then I freeze the other half. Or I'll cook all the chicken amount for 4 servings with the whole jar of sauce, and then I'll divide it up and freeze half and then serve the other half. I don't really like the curry sauces that are in the jar, so I have something else. I have pre-saved, usually when I try and cook chicken meals, I make sure there's enough for 4 servings, and I'll freeze 1 serving. If it's like a honey mustard chicken or a teriyaki chicken, I'll keep 1 serving and freeze it, and then I have that when they have their curry night. So that meal cost us $7.74 because the chicken is the most expensive part in that, because I do use breast chicken cut up. So it works out to be $2.58 for those servings. And because we had rice with it as well, and Scott eats rice with some grated cheese on top. Thursday night we had a sort of mini takeaway where we go for some appointments. There's a Foodland and they have this eatery type cafe bakery, and you can buy pre-cooked rice and vegetables and potato bake. It's so yum. So I had gotten a packet of chicken fillet, like chicken tenderloin type things, and it was like a lemon and herb. So I cooked those, and then we had on the side some rice and vegetables from Foodland. So that meal was sort of our takeaway meal, and we did pay $23.66, but it served all 4 of us, so per serving it's $5.90. And Monday night we were back to our chicken and sauce. However, I made the sauce myself. So we had the chicken breast fillets, the rice, the cream and the mustard. So I made my own sauce base to it, and it works out to be $1.58. And there was a little bit of leftover as well for a little bit of a snack for lunch. And my son ate the rice from that as well. Tuesday night I made another lasagna, which would have been about the same costing as before. That's probably why I didn't write it down. But I think that I already had the mince in the freezer. So, but I do think that that mince was about $5.60. So I would have paid a little bit more for it, but because it was already here, I didn't really cost it out. But we still used the markdown milk and everything else that we had here, and everything else was pretty stable. So I added everything up, and it's a bit funny. So with all the meals that we've had, if I look at what we've paid per meal, and then with all my son's chicken nuggets and chips, it works out that we've only spent about $100 on meals. I've kind of missed a few things here and there, so I'm averaging, which is quite funny because what we've spent so far in a month is much more than that, which I will share with you. So the total amount spent from the 1st of March to the 15th of March is $527.78. And when I look at that number and think, but our main meals have cost us like $100. Where's the rest of the money? I do know that within that money, I have easily spent about $100 on meat. So if I take that away, we're looking at about $400 for 2 weeks of shopping. Now, I went into one of my savings groups and I asked the question, how much do you spend per week on your food shopping, and for who? And there were a massive range of answers. But when I looked at everything and priced everything out, it ended up being the average was $150 to $200 per week on food for a variety of adults, children, and pets, because some people include their pet food within their food budget. And so I kind of figured I'm on par actually with sort of what we're shopping. And especially because all of the meat that I've got in the freezer, it will last us through quite a few months actually. So I'm actually quite on track. This is where markdown / bargain hunting does kind of get you a little bit unstuck at times, because you do end up buying a lot of food. You freeze some of it, and then the other stuff you just eat because it's there. I do try and control some of the snacks and things we have coming into the house, but sometimes I just can't help myself. I know that I am the shopper in the house, and that's okay, because I know that if my husband went and did the food shopping each week, he would just go in, buy the same things every week, and then come home. I would like to point out, however, that we pretty much, except for that Foodlands, have had no takeaway. So although we spend quite a lot of money with our food shopping, we don't have an additional big takeaway thing. I do get my son the occasional McDonald's on a Saturday as a reward for him going to his social group, because my son has autism and he's learning to develop his life skills, build friendships and other things like that. And that was a promise to him. If he went to that, I would buy him that, and that's his treat for the week. So as I've said, that is just the mid-month check-in, and I look forward to coming in at the end of the month and telling you what we spent overall. And then I think come April, I need to do a little bit of a food challenge and use what we have. And then I'll be able to go through and work out more costs per serve, and also eat down our fridge and freezer, and then buy only what we need. So the immediate milk and bread that doesn't cost another $78, and try and just put the blinders on and not buy any more markdown things unless we need it to add to that meal. So thank you so much for watching. How much do you spend on your groceries per week? I'd love you to leave a comment down below. Were you surprised at what I spent? I was surprised at what I spent, but I know that it's food. Living in our household with some of the food issues and the allergies and the other intolerances that we have, I just buy what keeps people happy, because we don't really spend money on anything else, so we might as well spend it on food. And I'm pretty frugal with making sure we use everything up and enjoying what we do have. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe down below. Hit the bell for the notifications so you'll know each time I upload a video. I'm uploading about 3 times a week at the moment with all the different shopping hauls and things like that. And you'll want to stay tuned, because come April, I promise I will do a bit of a food challenge, and I'd love to take you along on the journey with me. All right, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll check in with you soon. Bye. Hey everyone, it's Editing Kelly here. I just wanted to make a quick mention that today's video is really just focusing at the main meals that we have, because they're the biggest expenses. Not everyone eats breakfast in this house, or and lunch is here, there and everywhere. Although my husband eats the same sandwich for lunch every day, I sometimes don't even eat lunch. I'll just eat leftovers or something else, or so I just focus on the main meals and what we spend per month. And there might be other things down the track that I look at, what I eat in a week, I don't know. But yeah, it's just really hard. This household, we just do what works for us. So yeah, that's why I don't share everything, because it doesn't work for everybody. So it works for us, and that's what counts. So thanks for watching.